When we think about a time in history, whether it was personally or as a collective, when true change came, true upliftment came, it came from us being uncomfortable. Whether that came from speaking truth to power, or whether it was just telling your moms you don't like her cooking. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, Roy Ones. Welcome back to the channel. It's a pleasure to have you. Today is a topic that's fantastic. It's important. It's relative. It is choosing courage over comfort. Now, I was thinking about this the other day, and I thought about society. In society, it's almost taboo to be uncomfortable. We're seeking to be comfortable mentally, emotionally, physically, 24/7. In the summertime, we're throwing on some AC, which is nothing wrong with throwing on AC in the summertime. But it's also okay to sweat because it releases toxins, right? In the wintertime, we're throwing on the heat. It's okay to be chilly a little bit. Why? Because you build brown fatty tissue, which helps insulate you and you become stronger for it. So this thing of being uncomfortable is something that we need to embrace. Most of the minor and major successes I've ever had in my life has to do with me being uncomfortable and dealing with it in the moment and not running away from it, but embracing it instead. You know, whether it was me going to college, that was amazing. I was completely uncomfortable in that position because I didn't know if I could hack it, honestly. Whether it was me getting a new position and demanding that I get a new position in my job because I felt like I was worth it. It was very uncomfortable. But I did get the promotion. Or whether it was me doing a 40-day cleanse. Or something as simple as me making this YouTube channel. And being authentic. You know, and you know when you're authentic, sometimes you might be attacked. And it's okay to be uncomfortable with that. It's okay to embrace being uncomfortable. How many people you know always talking about success is always talking about in some point in their life being uncomfortable and having to deal with it. So this is something you need to take with you. Being uncomfortable is not a bad thing all the time. There might be some moments where, you know, might be some predatory dude over there or predatory woman or whatever it is doing something that makes you really uncomfortable. But in general, life situations make you uncomfortable so you can grow. I had a great experience a couple of years ago when I was looking for a job, and there was this company in Fairfax, Virginia that was huge. They reached out to me and said, "You got the job." So I had to relocate. So I relocated. I made some calls. I called and found a great place to live. So I jumped on a plane, got in a cab, called the guy that I've been in contact with, the owner of the building, said, "Hey, I'm on my way, be there in 15 minutes. He said, "Great, see you then." So got in a cab. When I was there, I got out and I was driving towards the building. And the guy came out. I knew it was him because the energy was so strong. We locked eyes when I pulled up. And when we locked eyes, I knew it was going to be a challenge. I knew something was happening. I came out, gave him, introduced myself to a very cold and unfriendly handshake. And I said, "Well, I'm here." And immediately he said, "You can't stay here." I said, "What? Why not? 15 minutes ago you said everything was great and you know we could make this happen." He said, "Things have changed." I said, "In 15 minutes things changed?" He said, "Absolutely." I talked to this guy for about an hour. I was like, "Look, I had nowhere else to go. this is where I need to be because I have this job that I start in the morning. I didn't plan to not be here. I don't know where else to go. He said, I'll drive you back to the train station. That's what he told me. I'll drive you back to the train station. I said, wow, okay. I had no choice. Went back to the train station. That night I wound up going to a motel. Now this motel was the only one I knew about at the moment that somebody told me about. It was 1 o'clock in the morning and I didn't have that much of a choice. Now this hotel was horrific. Motel was horrific. The energy in there was as if someone had violently died. This is not a game. It was like somebody violently died in this place. I had no choice, so I went to sleep. When I woke up, I felt like I had the most vicious attack as I was sleeping in a dream. And I'm assuming in these dream states. Because I woke up tired than when I went to sleep. It felt like it was a wicked energy. But once I left there, I went to the job and met the new guy who was my supervisor. He introduced me to the staff. I let him know my situation. He let me put the suitcases in the office. He was in shock when I told him that happened. I said, believe me, that happened. He was like, wow. And lunchtime, I took 20 minutes calling every single apartment that I could find in Virginia. No luck. Went back to a different hotel that somebody told me about. The energy was much better. Had a great night's sleep. Woke up the second day and lunchtime called another 20 or so places. No luck. Now when I went back to that same motel, slept, I was a little nervous because I was running out of money. Period. And I said, if I continue to stay here, I won't have enough money for rent for somewhere else, and I'm gonna have to go back. So with that being said, that next day lunchtime, I took an extended lunch. I called every single place I could. And it was one place that I contacted the owner, talked to him, and it seemed like it was perfect. And he was like, well, I have to think about it. And I said, look, it's like my soul was reaching out through the phone. I said, I have nowhere else to go. I was open, I was honest, I have nowhere else to go. And I talked to him for a few more minutes and he said, well, I gotta think about it. And I would say it again, I have nowhere else to go. And we started talking again, and he said something again. I said, I have nowhere else to go. And he said, well, okay, come on by. Come on by, I gotta meet you. I gotta meet you and talk to you before I make that final decision. So I went there after work and I was talking to him. He said, look, I gotta go talk to my wife about a decision like this. I said, fine. I said, then he came back. He said, you got the apartment. I was like, thank goodness, because I would have had to go back. So that was a hustle of a lifetime. You know what I mean? It was like, it made me realize that the intensity that you bring to a situation, openness, the honesty, and the urgency, and letting people know the urgency in that situation made all the difference in the world. But it wasn't a clean shot after that, because this place was 6.5 miles away. And there was no bus route. So every single day, I walked 6.5 miles to work and 6.5 miles back. Rain or shine for 3 weeks until that first paycheck. And then I actually took a cab every once in a while because I don't want to blow my whole check on just taking a cab back and forth. But these experiences made me 100% more confident in being able to mold my reality. Made me realize that I could make it if I decide to do something. Even if there's challenging situations coming about, I can make it. You know, so that uncomfortableness made me stronger. You know, it made me have more courage and I have more confidence in myself. By far. You know, so you have to ask yourself, You know, what do you want? What do you desire? Are you willing to be uncomfortable? Are you willing to be uncomfortable to bring your desires to reality?